Lerio had obsidian mirrors, but those are not really incredible into the syndicate unless you are going for some combo strat, and it's probably not happening in round 1.
Or is missing round 1? Does that matter? Maybe not too much, because well, getting another Javed might have been nice. But otherwise, it's not super amazing getting like a free show or shady vendor necessarily from the round 1 tours.
So Nik starts with the bare knuckle brawler. Usually Nilfgaard is play Calvit, buff it with Buhurt, buff it with the spice, and yeah, this is once again the line Lerio is most likely taking. So wouldn't be surprised to see Buhurt Emissary.
Ointment even. But yeah.
Okay, Calvit's life is in danger.
I mean, only if this Morals tribute gets used, and that would be quite a big commitment for Nik right now. Yeah, you'd win the round, but from blue coin, not really what you want to be doing. How good is Henry in this matchup? Because notoriously, Assimilate is a lot weaker into Syndicate due to having a harder time sort of making use of the coin mechanic in Syndicate by not having as many sort of coin givers and spenders, and I imagine Henry can really have some shoddy legendaries that can pull for you.
Like, probably Cyrus Hamelfart is one of the better pulls.
Yeah.
Because it triggers Assimilate twice, and if you roll something from the Diplomacy, maybe. Okay, we see a Rune Mage. Is it Search for Purify? It was. Probably backup plan from here, no? Ah, okay.
Could be Giant Slayer.
Yeah, the Giant Slayer had the target. Okay, so the tribute is used immediately.
Hey.
King of Beggars was there to return the investment, and the bounty combined with that.
Yeah, now has Hysteria to do with the Giant Slayer, if so pleases. Can you stay in this? I mean, you can maybe play one more trashy bronze for Lerio, but then you need to start worrying about whether you can sort of cheaply close the gap in 2 cards.
Yeah, I think he plays, although watching Lerio's streams, and yeah, that's been fun, having Lerio streaming as well. I think I've seen him more often than not just play 3 and pass on ladder. This is a tournament game, there is a game plan and this overall match strategy, so it might be slightly different. So yeah, we see him going deeper.
Yeah, I guess that comes down to, do you think you have a better long round than your opponent? Okay, then pass at 7, sure. If not, then maybe you want to try and shorten it a little bit, or see if that hand is awkward and you can get something out. Which, you got a Shady Vendor out, that's a bit of the King of Beggars carryover gone. But that is also them developing the Open Sesame.
Yeah, I have this little piggy with me, and the way players have been rolling the sesames from Shady Vendors today, I think it deserves a highlight and to be featured with the rolls, quite a few of them. The sesames we've seen today. Although, yeah, I think Renova yeah, she didn't win the syndicate, so she managed to roll all the sesames. It sadly for her wasn't enough, so sometimes you need other parts of the equation, draws work out in your favor as well. So yeah, Lerio passes.
Yeah. Okay. So now a deck like Bounty, typically I would say doesn't mind going first. You get a chance to set up your bounty givers, your damage dealers before the opponent can do something, can really sort of stop them having a chance to develop in the round. We could see that happening here if a bleed is decided to go for, but you kind of want to get the candle down before you try to do anything else, most likely. There is also the Novigrad in this deck, but Nik is missing that as well as the Bank right now. Actually missing quite a few things, missing Azar and Freak Show as well. So if the Vilgefortz is able to kill a crucial spender or bounty giver, that could be quite impactful with the kind of cards that Nik has access to.
At the same time, the candle, vice cards, bounty package are all present. Sesame is in hand, so not the worst position to be in as well. But yeah, there are priorities. Like Defender is kinda annoying for Nilfgaard to go through. You have your leader, you have to spend your Stefan. But that's like your biggest control tool outside of Vilgefortz.
Yeah. People muscle quite high base power units we play against Bounty, which is not what you like. But this shield can make it awkward if you wanted to give Bounty with a Hysteria. Curious, will we see the Henry being played this round, or will we see Torres being played this round? Because phase like Evolved Torres can be quite bad. Especially I think in a matchup like this where there's not many great deploy enemy units.
A thief, we have a thief among us. Play bronze special from your opponent's graveyard.
It's always nice seeing Lydia doing screwing over graveyard carryover shenanigans like this. I remember doing it against Waylays sort of back in the day, but can do the same against Open Sesames. And now that chapter is closed for one of them.
Watch yourselves, you'll never be safe.
Okay, so there are coins to cash on this Cleaver Muscle, but Emissary can buff it out of removal range, and unless you are afraid of poisons that are not in the deck of Nik, so Ixora. But for that, you'd need to kill a 5 first, and there is no junior.
Yeah.
So I'm not entirely sure. Lerio probably considering that, and the Elves for the buff.
Yeah, it's really nice play. Now it's effectively will take 14 spending to deal with. Do you see now the Ixora coming down?
Unless... yeah, everything would be spent, but I doubt Nik goes all in.
There's also Diviner to get rid of a bounty. I mean, I don't think this is really the sort of time you'd want to do so, but you could get that from Vio potentially.
Yeah. Ixora is a big, powerful card, so she gets burned by Vilgefortz, and an extra spender comes.
Not bad. That could have been a Shady Vendor, which would have been very bad for Nik. Otherwise, the only other bronze is this another Witch Hunter Executioner remaining in deck. History can also act as sort of 6 damage of reach in a sense here, which would combine with a Brawler. Or no, not Brawler. You need to have the Executioner down, I suppose, as well. But you could eventually get the kill onto this Cleaver's Muscle. Then maybe at some point you just give up and use the Menge to kill off these 5 power units instead, where you could actually get that starting to connect, get those kills. So Taurus can just give you insane reach playing onto some bronzes. they would go to the bottom, or just shuffled into the deck right now, actually. Okay, Henry time.
Henry time. The
Rothlands is good since they don't have a scapegoat.
13 years now I've served in Novigrad.
So we see Hamilfart, and yeah, the rope was illusory, so...
Fallen Railer, Dodric, Corson, and Eel are the other cards, but they're all at the bottom of the deck. No real good way to access them. Whereas for Nik, could shuffle with the bank potentially. Actually just plays the Afan, because just says, I'm not going to be able to catch up here. So I'm just going to play this here, force you to play more golds, because I know you played your Kulbeat round 1. And yeah, now you have to lengthen this gap. That's also quite nice, because the fondness never feels good if it shows up on the Henry, if your opponent hasn't used that leader yet. But yeah, Nick's not going to be able to shuffle that back into the deck, mulligan it away. Is it Taurus? Could get the 20 Shelmar and Shellard now as options as well if you so choose. But there's no sort of Ignatius being run which might tempt the copy onto the Shellard.
Okay, let's see. Bronzes are of course nice to get the point gap.
Shall be united under one banner.
Big enough. Sorry. So
as Javed, Tawny, Shelmar, and Shady Avenger are the choices. Defender is always nice against this kind of list. Only real way to get through would be that Freak Show. Shelmar, I mean, I don't know. If you have Assimilate, it can be a payoff, and then Shady Vendor if you get coins. It's a pretty nice sort of double Assimilate proc.
I mean, Shelmar with Hamilfart.
Oh, true. Actually, I forgot the Hellfire is still there.
Not bad already there.
No, that would be juicy. Yeah. If you manage to keep the Hellfire for round 3, which with this 24-point gap, a bounty that's quite hard to collect. I'm not sure if Nik is going to be able to stay around for too long. Does end up having to change the bounty over to Lydia, says, kill this witch. The witch hunter actually doing their job for once. But that's only a dent in the current point gap. And yeah, sure, you could maybe play out this Hysteria. There's no way you're playing Acrontia. So what does Lerio do in response? Is this... What? Wait, what is this?
This is Taurus deleting the cards, yeah. Took a moment as order was unused and it's round 2, but form 1 Taurus. Lerio was just stealing his deck from the unnecessary cards. Still not getting to the bottom of the deck though. For the
no. Maybe you'll be able to find that Shelmar though. So we do see Vigo being used. Witch Hunt Execution is probably the best choice in pure points.
One extra coin carryover as well. Of course, Nik can play Hysteria and Lerio just cannot pass.
Yeah. No. Doesn't even spend on the Henry. Yes, I need 2 open sesames in Graveyard right now for Nik. That's not going to be a super crazy sort of finish on the boat. Do you see the stuff on Skellen being played? It says, I value this turnover and the Hemmelfart more.
I suppose with the candle on the board, although leader plus Stefan is
a lot of reach.
A lot of reach for stealing a unit, but
I guess getting through Scarabs could also pose a bit of a problem if they all got boosted up.
Yeah. So, are you taking the first leader available? Kinda a problem for Nilgard, as you mentioned. Yeah, Scarabs. Are we seeing Scarabs though?
I mean, you might not, and I mean, if you find the Scarabs, you probably play them first card.
Okay,
Hysteria is interesting. Yeah. With like this Novigrad and Hysteria, Nik is going to be sort of setting up for one big final turn. On the other side of things, is Remedy good here?
It's actually is. Lerio has coins and you
Shady Vendor.
have maybe a way to set up your leader with the bare knuckle brawler. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, it's not amazing, but
You can also do a front row Shady Vendor as well if you choose. Double Assimilate proc when you have 3 Assimilate cards in hand. Not shabby. Could even find Eventide Plunder for like a triple Assimilate proc.
So sadly no Tony Shelmar featured in this game.
No. That would have made my day.
Oh wait, it does get the spy, right? Yeah, sorry. Then Arctod is potentially doing that
yes.
if you wish.
That'll still work.
So yeah, I got excited. Oh, I tried to kill my excitement though, but then I was like, wait a second. So yeah, this is not enough coins to click 6 times. The bare knuckle brawler, no other card works from there. Shady Vendor. Yeah, you're not getting 6 damage.
Yes. The weird thing about doing turnover for Shelmar is that the opponent knows it. So if you play the Himmelfart first, then Nik can just respond with the Freak Show and then your turnover's a lot more sad. You also miss out on the double Assimilate proc which the Himmelfart would otherwise afford you. And also keep in mind Himmelfart does give 4 coins and you kind of need a spender after that. So we might see sort of Shady Vendor being played here to spend right now. Then Himmelfart being played and then Remedy onto another Shady Vendor. And that also does sort of maximize the Assimilate value quite nicely. Or we just go for Azar instead.
The leader though, it still remains a question.
Yeah.
You can always renew a spy, like play a spy, but that doesn't seem good enough.
Though using it on a 1 power unit is almost the same as not using it. Between this Freak Show being played, the Novigrad click, and whatever the Acherontia top decks, there might be something low enough, especially depending on if you like Remedy. A Brawler is just hitting the tallest units, so maybe that's no good. But, I mean, yeah, you could get a special from a Shady Vendor, perhaps like a Payday or something.
Hysteria value decreased. Unless you go Freak Show first. Never mind. Fine. Decides not to spend, as Remedy still provides with a spender.
Yeah, it does go back row so that the front row doesn't get filled up here. That does open some potential better targets for this Freak Show. Ooh! As our Javed found, means this leader for Lerio is looking quite difficult now to set up.
KOB going to the same row as the defenders as well.
Yeah, what do you do for spending here? Do you just, res a spender? You could...
You go Executioner, bleed 1 defender or both of them. Like if Lerio buffs it, you can steal it. If he does, Nik buffs it. Oh wait, yeah, that doesn't work.
Too much boost.
The candle is at 6 already.
I don't know. Do you just? The alternative is you just go for like a Brawler and just spend those 7 coins away, but then you accepted bad leader. Otherwise, you high roll Shady Vendor. I mean, the best case scenario would be Shady Vendor into Eventide Plunder, if you do, and since Lerio is going last, Lerio will be able to do the maths, decide is that the necessary choice. Actually, with the Brawler, this offers a steal now, if that's not boosted up. Nasty Hysteria, getting rid of the Diviner, that's an Assimilate gone.
Bang.
Oh, thanks the bank. These top decks are insane. Another bounty. Goodbye, Terra Nova. Okay, I think this is over, kinda.
Yeah, all the Assimilate is gone. Okay, there is a brick, but I'm not certain you should be sad about it. There is still sesames.
Yeah, I think Lear might be having some regrets on spending that Stefan over the Hemmelfart. Would have made it look. It still would have been hard to sort of disrupt.
With those top decks,
but
I
you would
think you.
My prescription, a bit of bloodletting.
Okay,
And,
Lerio
yeah.
is a believer.
That's the reason this experimental remedy is experimental, because there's no conventional remedy that will get you way out of this tight spot.
Yeah, so good game plan from Nik. Blade worked out, and he takes first point of this series, winning with his line pockets. Also, chat, let us know how do you like the new band screen.
And since you sort of just want to set up all your locations and your ale in like that round 2, sometimes you just want to sort of get out of round 1 ASAP so you can get as much time as possible with that Ale of the Ancestors.
I also forgot to put the bands onto the screen, so it was Nilfgaard and Skinniger.
Yeah.
But, well, we have them on band screen so people just remember. But for those who are queuing now, information is on the screen as well. So it is a guerrilla tactics from Red against the good old Cove. Not much in terms of control, like Shiro is always control. There are backup plans, at least one Viga's muzzle. And then leader, but this is a leader without Minwa, and this deck is mostly points onto your side of the board.
So, double pulling the string, and pulling the string can be kind of interesting in this matchup, because pulling a Whisperer, pulling a Sorceress, pulling a Seer, those are all very big steals, particularly the former two, because you can actually make use of them yourself. So it might be worthwhile for Nik to try to get them to stick a bit earlier before there has a number of games set up. Oh, the Salamander is only one, and there's the Mutant Makers, which will only get the additional Fire one. Not really getting use out of the double game tag on that. Notably missing the BGF right now to help you with the cut-ups and crown splitter game tags.
And yeah, Nik should be happy with this start. Gets to stick the Sork and Whisperer to follow. Seer is probably better off for the location click already.
And maybe a slight misplay from Lerio, playing into making a bomb right now.
Yeah. I guess playing into the backup plan didn't matter much.
Yeah. I mean, the backup plan, like you're playing around the Bowman, right? But it would have killed that unit anyways if the sort of backup plan was found that turn. So probably not quite worthwhile. Now you have a sad, shady vendor going front row here. That congregation would have been nice if you had a Fire Swarm tag. But yeah, you probably should just take the assault into the Whisperer anyways.
Yes, stopping the action is quite helpful for your chances. Okay, and Nik keeps asking the questions. Do you have the control? And this one can be poisoned, theoretically, but poisons are good onto the Ale of the Ancestors targets. So
yeah.
are you throwing them away? Like, okay, the failed experiment as a control tool maybe developed earlier can help, but the other poisons. But if you're not stopping the seer from going through, I don't know, Syndicate and its problems with the game plan and the sequencing, always kind of awkward.
This could just be another round one struggle, which this is probably the Syndicate deck I would expect to struggle less on the round one, because pulling the strings can be really nice. But maybe I know you only have 2 gangs right now anyways. Yeah, it's Leo is just struggling with the number with like having the gangs together. So he's pulling the strings are useless right now. And there's just not much to do. And you see there, nice sort of 10-point play there for Nik, gets ahead. And if Leo had been a bit more sort of proactive, using the tactical turn earlier, even spending maybe not amazingly, but still spending on this little bird, there would have been a chance to pass a couple turns in a row here. But as it's looking, this might end up just being a loss uneven.
Yeah. No real freedom to go crazy. We do see Bank. Doesn't have to spend, but does anyway, and spends not only the coins but also a leader charge. It's nothing new for the Cove deck, giving one of the Jackals out early.
And note that, yeah, there's no Heatwave in this deck. You need to play around Muzzle, you also need to play around Shiru. There are less ways to set up the Shiru in this sort of deck. You need to be a lot more scared of the sort of levels that can be boosted to between the 2 boosts from the Truffle, the 5 from the Tempering, and the 3 from the Leaders.
Yeah, you also need to be aware that offensive boosts can happen. There is a clip with Nik clearing like 5/15 on the board from a couple of days, and yeah, the offensive boosts were used to set it up. Of course, you're losing points, but if we're talking about deleting 11s, for example, and you just waste a couple of ales offensively,
yeah,
like it works out in your favor, and you are effectively playing around the toll punishes yourself. So yeah, this Shiru is an enigma, and you never know, or like you know all the lines, but there are just a little bit more of them compared to the other. In the end we do get poison, but it's a self-poison. Yeah, it's also another blind die, so the tag doesn't really matter.
Here's the 1/10 combo Seer being used with the Froth from the Truffle. Means that there's now 2 golden froths in the graveyard, which were not originally in the deck. Alyssa can put them back, and you have 4 Simless Froth. 4 golden froths being played from the Simless. So that's very scary later on, coming from the side of Nik. Also getting ahead again. But yeah, Leo had a chance to pass, didn't take it. Clicks the Nova Grab. Seems like the round control is valued quite a lot here. Course Blacksmith is a Crown Splitter tag. So that takes us up to 4 in total.
Yeah, but all the good targets are already boosted and orders are used. That's probably one of the reasons why Nik took this deck. You need to have answers immediately. Yeah. Like Alumni, but Alumni also has the Defender for you to worry about.
Yeah.
And finally, Lerio set up his board. and should be
Yeah.
feeling better now compared to 3 turns ago where Nik is ahead and all things are working. You cannot even say properly about the Masha Truffle that it got pushed. Like it is committed into round 1, but its function is partially just creating the Alisa targets anyway. So
Yeah. And look, you still have like the Mahakam Pass and Ale of the Ancestors to play in the round 2 that act as carryover as well. At some point, you end up kind of having too many carryover round cards to play in the round 2 so that you don't have chances to sort of develop otherwise or respond to things the opponent is doing.
So sadly for Lerio, all the strings are put on 4 base power units that don't really do anything anymore. There is still 1 Whisperer, 1 Sork, but considering Nyx has the boost from locations, guerrilla tactics, you probably were not you were not stealing them anyway.
Illicit time.
Death would be a mercy you do not deserve.
Yep. Small froths in the deck. Now that is a lot of bricks.
Yeah. At
And
least you're not
Maxima
running
played-
Milva, you're not running Precision
Yeah.
Strike Dryad, so
Yeah.
it's more manageable.
Yeah, and unlike, say, the other deck we saw from Yamon, that was sort of like Scoia'tael, there aren't sort of 2 waylays or something at the bottom of the deck here. All these golden froths can be sort of anywhere in the deck, I guess. So Shearer at 5, goes up to 8, kills this blacksmith, gets ahead by 1. So now Leo doesn't have to worry about the Shiru, got that out, got a bit of carryover out as well. But did have to give up the round control, which, when there's such a big power play coming out in the Simulus, can be quite impactful.
Yeah, he spent 2 poison cards. We still have double fish deck, failed experiment. Maybe plunder high roll into a poison. And
Leo would
Shady
love to
Bender.
find Sausage Maker here, right?
Yeah.
But like, these are kind of crucial bronzes as well in the BGF and the Shady Vendor.
Just Mulligan, Siggy. Oh, well,
Chris-
yeah, there is of course collusion to Mulligan. KOB, counter going to 3. No.
Shady Vendor goes, on the not amazing mulligans here for Leo. Probably doesn't really find what they wanted. Xenomancy, Mahakam Pass. Play this before the of the Ancestors because you kind of want a body for that later one. Then goes for the Pyrotechnician. Bit threatening, especially with this sort of leader. Means that something like a little bird can't be played onto the empty board here, or they probably go for like say a BGF first anyways.
Yeah, but considering there are things like muzzle, backup plan with the extra control from Pyro, I'm not sure what you're supposed to be opening. You just wait till the round end. Yeah, the BGF is committed. But yeah, I'm mentioning the other cards. They are not in Nick's hand, so BGF is sticking.
If Leo can get ahead here, I think he can definitely stay ahead.
Do you think he can
That
get ahead by being behind 1 point?
Oh yes, I think it can be done this turn. But then, like this Whisperer being played, unless, well, okay, I guess you probably play Mahakam Pass, you get 3 units, then you could finish with like a big Simulus if Nick spends blood in the water, words are hard.
Yeah.
If Nick sniffs blood in the water,
Okay.
you could just go all in with the Simulus here. Double infusion on the Pyrotech, go crazy tall with 4 golden froths coming onto the Pyrotech. It's a lot of boost. And yeah, no toll punch in this deck, bar Fistex. And Fistech Trafficker played, you can't even do the double poison with the Siggy in 1 turn. Yeah, precisely. Here comes the Whisperer. You need to kill this Whisperer, because otherwise there's no way the Simless is not being played.
Yeah, how do we kill this Whisperer?
You need Horson, I think. So, you only have 2 tags right now, so do you play this expansive Siggy? I assume Horson isn't even guaranteed because you have BGF as a second cut up in deck. Bank is not guaranteed, but
well,
that's a better shot than the 50-50 from Siggy.
Yeah. You can get... Yeah, you don't have damage crimes in your deck. So, I vote for Bank. Lerio spends twice and goes for the Siggy instead.
Be so kind as to
Sees
Finds
the
it.
Junior.
That's amazing. Nice rogue results in no profit. 1 point could matter if this Simless does get played, and it does get played here. So you see the double infusion coming over into the Pyrotech, most likely. And especially with Siggy going, you're not even scared about like this total punish. Threat of a double poison.
You are no lunatic.
19 points right now. 29, 39, 49, 59.
Not bad. Not bad. It's okay. It's acceptable.
So this little bird better become a big bird.
Yeah, the biggest bird. So goes for the blind eye, goes for the leader. Yeah, the lead is huge, so yeah, everything must be committed.
Lucian ought to do it? I think you have all your gangs here. The short run might be winnable as well. I think Collusion is enough. Granted, you have a bit of a leader deficit, but like with Jacques King of Beggars, could do the round 3. Collusion is fun.
Yeah, there is muzzle and a couple of bronzes for Nik.
Yeah, Furco Collusion might be the play here because I don't think you really want to be getting Fistex next round, so you'd rather just get that additional thinning out.
Yeah, it's a good call.
Extra 2 points might save you a bit of spending. Keep a little bit more coinage for round 3.
Yeah, everything happens.
Does it?
Full bank,
Okay.
Novigrad. Nik has Ale, has Dream for Mahakam Pass, although that's not really amazing
Yeah.
anymore.
1 Ale to trigger the infusion from the Ale of the Ancestors. Muzzle is here as well.
So the top decks were quite nice for Lerio before Bank was played. Jacques was there, and then there was no Jacques.
These 6 power units just play directly into muzzle as well. If you try to do something by like using the insanity to get it down. Probably kind of want it floating on board to protect against this sort of sorceress Ale combo, but yeah, like now how do you deal with the sorceress? Probably need to kill it. Is it worth just going for a front PGF? I think that's the only option. It's not. I think you only end up sort of misusing 1 coin in that way. But it's just not going to be enough points.
Okay, and Lerio is not even going for that. So there are, what, 2 tags on the board?
I mean, yeah.
Knocking down the power doesn't work when there is a guerrilla tactic leader, so...
Yeah.
Points.
Bountiful harvest.
Brigade is here as well, so the leader.
No hand boost, but yeah, with the brigade, that's quite nice. And Shady Vendor.
How about this one?
So is Jacques
Do I spy?
a savior here? Would have been much closer, but Nik still had a few points.
The other thing with the Jacques is there might have been more of a way to play around this Vigo's muzzle a little bit more. By trying to like use the insanity. Like you saw like boosting going through. If you could wait a bit playing the BGF, you could sort of knock it down to like 3 power there on the muzzle.
Although,
No defender?
look.
No defender? That's just the chapter.
No defender,
That's
no AA.
Redanian service. That's a force mulligan. Ooh, this hand is terrible for Nik.
Okay.
Has 1 Bernard student, but no echo tutors. No access to a ranged unit guaranteed. Has to try and find something from a this Runeword finds it. Effectively the perfect thing.
If only they knew.
And his dominance would be taken after the Crystal Skull. Okay, finds the Bernard. What is this?
Students are here, they can be moved, there is no ladder access, so Nik is playing ladder, right? Yeah. So.
Yeah, this deck does run ladder. I think Renova had a Purify, this one has ladder in that spot. Or Peller, I mean, it's the Purify, this has Redanian Secret Service. So double students. I wonder if the Annul will be able to wreck some studies right now.
Yeah, if only you had dominance.
Yeah.
Like at the moment the students are at 1 and 2 already. Any turn you take trying to establish.
So as I was saying about
Yeah, they are growing.
Yeah, no leader used. You could maybe do a boost with Eternal ER to get them online. That might be the play. That's early ER, that's not what you want to do typically. Like there would, you could also go for like an Eridan. Okay, muzzle just makes this harder. That's patience 3 on the back row, 2 on the front row.
But yeah, committing double leader first 2 turns onto the first 2 students would have been also raising some eyebrows.
Yeah, so it is eternally to establish that dominance. Disrupts the ranged student. A little bit more work would be needed to get that Zeal, but it could just be resurrected and would get that patience for the next round.
Opts to not do anything with the Maynard student, and yeah, the another one follows. For now, Winter Queen, well, no frost is being used. Winter Queen. The frost is of course blocked by the shields, and nicely for Nik, he still has 3 leader charges, so the rewards are getting some extra value.
This currently is still sitting at 1 power, despite all this frost being played. Already halfway through round 1, basically. At least with the current sort of setup, these students not really usable. All this frost with a big Winter Queen value. Lerio should be able to win on even. And yeah, this skill does get rid of the Oddgate, but this doesn't help Nik on the temper side of things.
I don't know, not having the navigators as well is a problem.
Yeah, those would have been nice here.
Your Winter Queen is also dying with the casting contest onto the banner potentially, although
Yeah.
you are interested in getting this to 4.
Yeah, I think they'll probably just take the dominance the first turn, and then if they continue, sort of use that the second to kill the Winter Queen. And then yeah, once Winter Queen's gone, you have a lot of Frost not doing awfully much. Also, no Fogler right now. That would have been pretty sweet too.
Comes for you.
At least Frost numbers are nice.
Yeah.
You got a lot of that going for you. And Bernard student finally learned something useful. Or damage.
Yeah, if Lerio wins this round, the next round with all this Frost carryover would be crazy good with the Tenelier order already on board. But Lerio needs to win this round, crucially. It's Wrath to kill this student. Has Eridan as a top deck? That's pretty sweet as well if we're looking into the future. And now it's getting a lot harder for Nik to contest. You have this casting contest not doing much. You have this Necromancy, which you could play.
You can. It is
Probably want to
activating.
save it, but
Yeah, otherwise you'd need to find that shiny.
yeah, you really want to get this Archer's student to 4. The patience so that you'd get that seal on the alumni, because notably this leader does not give seal. Which maybe it's not super important to be fair, because there is not many removals for Lerio, but it can just make things a whole lot smoother. Yes, resurrecting the student, and this is a time where Lerio wouldn't want to commit the additional leader, especially this casting contest. You buy yourself some further time in this round.
We shall conquer this world as we have conquered countless others.
Okay, so Winter Queen value is diminishing with each Frost gone.
Yeah, and also the Tenelier carryover as well.
Yeah, so does Nik even care about killing it now? Like, he's not a hatch, he won't be.
I mean, if you're going to use the Bernard student this turn, I think you kill it, because you're only overdoing 1 damage. And more than one. The question is, Nik floats it again.
Nice finishers, but why are they finishing round 1 is the question.
Yeah. You might just have to play the Caranthea here. I feel bad, but probably too awkward sort of in the next round. Like next round you just want to maximize Foglet and Navigator value.
Okay, so this is the round. 7 damage, 30 boost. Necessity to find the cards, but we paid more attention to Nik's misfortunes with the draws. Lerio ended up playing his almost entire hand early Naglfar, so the access to the remaining golds is questionable. We see him.
There's Defender. There's... okay. Girls can sort of just get whatever you want here that isn't called Foglet. Okay, gets a Navigator. So we can see double Navigator here for Lerio. That will be a lot of points. Proactivity is a thing that you need to deal with.
Girls, do you all in with Oberon? You don't know what your opponent drew. You kind of don't want to waste Eridan, I suppose.
Can you just lead Eridan? I mean, there's no way. Like, these alumni don't have Zeal. It can stick at 1 turn and then boost it with the Navigator the next. Like, it feels a bit like you either sort of play something bad onto an empty board here, or sort of diminish your frost value. I don't think you want to play Morbid.
Sorcerer is a sword with no hilt.
Not amazing pool since it's kind of forced to play into this frost row. Now, I don't think you use Red Riders on a Navigator here. I think you just play the Tenlier first. It's kind of more important because you're getting 4 additional Frost from the previous round. And then you just play these Navigators out. Since there is no Heatwave in this deck, only the Muzzle, which was even played in the round 1 anyways, right? I think. Yeah. Like, you can go as tall as you like here without sort of repercussion. Yeah, you are giving alumni sort of targets aplenty, but that's probably happening anyways. So, here, Defender, it's not actually protecting from that much. I mean, okay, the shielding and the armor is important at dealing with the frost. Kind of ends up playing for, what, 11 points. I think not bad, considering that's sort of what a Navigator here is doing anyways, and those are the quote-unquote high-tempo plays from Lerio. It's just alumni and Gerhardt finish, which is...
Student from being moved, I suppose.
I guess the student is not too important.
Spending Gales is losing your access to Oberon.
Yeah, I think. Oh,
Yeah,
bosses.
feels
Okay.
feels awkward.
I mean, looking at Nick's hand, this is not bad for Lerio. He'll be a card up. You can force out the Gerhardt here because alumni wouldn't have Zeal. You don't really want to practice makes perfect or anything. Not that you would need to, because you don't want to shuffle this student back into the deck. Or you do. Wait, why would you practice makes perfect there?
I guess because you had 4 target, the chances were low, and you are potentially getting rid of unimportant bronze, but loses the roll.
Put one back anyways, right? Okay, yeah, okay, it was a really yeah, there was 1 alumni out of 4 that you could have found. Yeah. Actually, it can do itself, right?
Yeah.
It's 1 in 5. But still, I don't... Yeah, well, so you trade that for like a student at 0, I guess, was the idea, but really rolled the only loss there. Might that matter? Well, now this practice makes perfect in hand. Questionable. Shawnee finally going to get a Zeal by getting this Archer's student off.
Another test. So soon.
There is Oniro, AA in the deck.
Yeah. Do you just leader this alumni straight away, or do you care about dealing with this student, which is more important? I think you probably just want to leader than Gel's Oberon.
Yeah, you're
Getting
just
a whole
moving
lot
it to
at
the
once.
student, most likely, right? As it's just feeding into the alumni value. No? Okay.
Yeah.
I guess we
I
know
mean,
nothing.
It would only end up... Yeah. No, I think it makes sense, because alumni
yeah.
has 7 damage guaranteed.
True.
It's only getting up to like around 7. That's why I said originally, like, I thought it would be the alumni.
There is not much frost coming anymore.
Yeah. Oops. I guess whatever you'd have played wouldn't have really done much for us. I mean, but then this Navigator's gonna be terrible. Saving the Oberon till after you need to be scared of alumni, perhaps? Doing a count, you would know there's no more alumni in deck. No more ways to roll them beyond a practice makes perfect. Which, I mean, the odds are not good. Probably a Siege Ladder is gonna be... Nope. Not the choice.
Wait, ain't you supposed to do it in an opposite direction with a yay?
That was a practice makes perfect, not
Yeah.
an AA, because there was no alumni in deck.
Yeah, but you can PMP from hand, and if you don't roll the alumni...
Yeah, you're right. That would
you can
probably
just
be a better
get
play.
it from AA. I don't know.
Yeah, you still get the boost you would have gotten from PMP sort of anyways. I think that would have been significantly better. Don't think it's going to matter though, because
So, shall we warm up with a fire spell?
I don't think the Oberon Riders is going to be enough.
24. Yeah, Navigator is
That's
quite
it.
questionable, and red has forfeited, which means that we are congratulating Nik.
Yeah, Nik through to the finals. Unfortunate for Leo to suffer a 3-0 loss there. But yeah, I think Nik played very well, approached the matchups just the way that he needed. Really made it difficult for Leo to get what needed to be done.
Yeah, also players knew who they are playing in the semifinals quite a while now, I think, so I'm a bit surprised that Lerio did. Maybe that's the situation of I know that you know, but I expected alumni from Nik. Didn't expect guerrilla tactics, but yeah, Lerio coming with... first I was thinking like Frost, okay, there is movement, Syndicate is just good overall maybe, but in the end, yeah, he definitely didn't feel like he was targeting alumni. Didn't ban it though. Like, sure, Masquerade Ball is great. Into Frost as well.
Yeah, I think Andy mentioned in chat a bit ago that they did a practice best of 5 yesterday, and the bans ended up the same as what happened here in the actual game. So I think that, despite probably knowing what was to come, maybe a combination of maybe slightly bad draws, bad matchups, or just Nik playing quite well, made it tough for Lerio to get a foot in the door in terms of getting wins in the series.
So Nik wins 3-0 in this semifinal. Lerio ends up with, let me check the numbers, with 10 crown points. Mayamon moving to the final from the win over Renova gives him 20. That might influence who gets to the challenger, depending on the, of course, season results, the ladder play.